Over the past decade, something meaningful has happened in popular culture. Public figures who once felt pressured to stay silent have chosen instead to live openly, even when doing so meant scrutiny, criticism, or misunderstanding. For many transgender people, these moments were not about headlines or fame. They were about finally being seen as who they truly are. One of the most widely recognized moments came in 2015 when Caitlyn Jenner sat down for a televised interview that instantly became part of cultural history. Known for decades as an Olympic champion and reality TV personality, Jenner spoke openly about living with gender dysphoria since childhood. She described the emotional cost of hiding her identity for years and the relief of finally living authentically. While her transition was met with both support and criticism, it sparked conversations that many families, workplaces, and institutions had long avoided. Years before transgender representation became more common on television, Laverne Cox was already advocating for change. When she earned an Emmy nomination in 2014 for her role on Orange is the New Black, she became the first openly transgender actor nominated in that category. Cox used her growing platform to talk about violence, homelessness, and discrimination, especially the dangers faced by transgender women of color. Her activism extended beyond interviews, focusing on real policy issues and lived experiences often left out of mainstream discussions. In 2020, actor Elliot Page shared a personal letter announcing that he is a transgender man. The response was immediate and global. Page spoke candidly about how transitioning allowed him to finally feel comfortable in his own body. Since then, he has used his voice to advocate for transgender youth, emphasizing how family support and access to healthcare can be life-changing and sometimes life-saving. For many viewers, understanding transgender identity through childhood has been especially eye-opening. Jazz Jennings came out as transgender at a very young age with the full support of her parents. Through the reality series I Am Jazz, audiences followed her experiences with bullying, medical challenges, and self-confidence. Jennings later became an author and advocate, focusing on helping families create safe, affirming environments for transgender children. In Hollywood, few filmmakers have had as much cultural influence as Lana Wachowski and Lily Wachowski. Best known for creating the Matrix franchise, both siblings publicly came out as transgender years apart. Their work has often explored themes of identity and transformation, and many fans later recognized those ideas reflected personal experiences they had been processing for decades. Another transition that unfolded in the public eye was that of Chaz Bono, the child of Sonny and Cher. Beginning his transition in 2008, Bono documented the process through interviews in the film Becoming Chaz. By sharing both the emotional and medical realities of transition, he helped demystify a subject that was rarely discussed openly at the time. In the music world, Laura Jane Grace, frontwoman of the punk band Against Me, came out as transgender in 2012. Punk culture had long been dominated by rigid ideas of masculinity, and Grace's honesty challenged those norms directly. Her memoir and music addressed gender dysphoria, addiction, and self-acceptance, resonating deeply with fans who saw their own struggles reflected in her work. Representation on screen has also expanded through actors like India Moore, known for the series Pose. Moore has spoken openly about homelessness, violence, and healthcare barriers faced by transgender women of color. Their advocacy emphasizes that visibility alone is not enough without systemic change. Comedy has played a role as well. Ian Harvey has used stand-up to talk about transition, identity, and everyday life, using humor to break down discomfort and challenge stereotypes in spaces where transgender voices were once absent. Younger voices are shaping the conversation too. Zaya Wade, the daughter of former NBA star Dwyane Wade, came out as transgender in her early teens. With strong family support, her story has highlighted how acceptance at home can profoundly affect a young person's confidence and well-being. In fashion and beauty, Lena Bloom made history as the first transgender woman to appear on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Her message focused on dignity, survival, and visibility. That same year, Catalina Enriquez became the first openly transgender woman to compete in and win a Miss USA state title, signaling changing standards in traditionally exclusive spaces. Each of these stories is different, but they share something important: the courage to live openly despite uncertainty. Some faced criticism, others found unexpected support, and many did both at the same time. Now it's your turn. Which of these journeys stood out to you the most and why? Was there a story that changed how you see gender identity or representation? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this video informative, consider subscribing for more stories like this. What often gets lost in these conversations is that transition is not a single moment. It is not just an interview, a headline, or a public announcement. For most people, it is a long process filled with private decisions, difficult conversations, and everyday challenges that never make the news. Fame does not remove those realities. In many cases, it amplifies them. Several of the people we talked about today have said that visibility can be both empowering and exhausting. Being seen can open doors for others, but it also means carrying expectations, criticism, and misunderstanding from people who have never walked that path. Some of these celebrities are praised as role models, while others are scrutinized for every opinion they share. The truth usually sits somewhere in between. They are individuals trying to live honestly while navigating very public lives. It is also worth acknowledging that not every transgender person has access to the resources, family support, or safety that many public figures do. For every well-known story, there are countless people whose journeys remain private, not by choice, but out of necessity. That context matters when we talk about progress, representation, and acceptance. Cultural change rarely happens all at once. It happens in small steps, through visibility, conversation, and sometimes discomfort. These stories did not just change entertainment or sports or fashion. They changed dinner table conversations, classroom discussions, and how families talk to one another. For some viewers, they offered understanding. For others, they offered reassurance that they were not alone. So before we wrap up, take a moment to think about why these stories mattered to you personally. Was it the courage it took to speak publicly? The role family support played? Or simply seeing someone live more honestly than before? Let us know in the comments which story stayed with you and why. If this video helped you understand something new or gave you a different perspective, consider subscribing for more thoughtfully researched stories like this. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.